Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel for another video. It's Saturday today and we were lucky enough this morning to have a weak line of thunderstorms come through. It had a little bit of wind in it, but more importantly, we got some rain again. It looks like here by the rain gauge, it's ½ inch is what it says. So, you know, it's not, we would definitely have liked more than that, but a ½ inch is better than nothing. Things are starting to get pretty dry, so anything we get a great thing. So I've been busy hanging out with my family all morning. The kids are kind of winding down now, so I thought I'd get out here to the farm and get some things done. Nick should be coming back anytime now. He's been busy all morning as well, so stay tuned and we'll keep you up to date with what we get done here. All right, I'm back at the home farm now, and I know later this summer we anticipate having the new corn head that was on order for about almost 2 years and a new bean head showing up. So one thing that's a priority is we need to get our combine ready before those show up. So I'm back here starting to get this thing ready because it looks like it's going to take a while based on the condition that it's in. I'm just kidding. I don't know why this thing is out here. I'll have to ask Nick because they don't hardly have any obsolete equipment just kind of sitting around. A couple things maybe, but that's one of them. Obviously not the combine we use, but I thought it was funny. So about a week ago I brought one of the rock wagons back over to the other farm to get stored for the year. I didn't get around to getting the other one done, so I think before Nick gets back, just a low-hanging fruit here would be for me to jump in here and take this one back. So we'll get that done. When I was driving over to put the rock wagon away over at the other farm, I saw the two tire tracks down this field. I'm at McLean's. The home farm is just right there, you know, not a quarter mile away, but this field here is unique this year. So it was like back in maybe late 2021, early 2022, we had a couple of wind energy companies move into this area, and they're focused on a couple big projects in, I don't know, a 50 square mile radius or something along those lines. And so everyone around here, or not everyone, but most people around here sold wind rights, looking at it as, you know, free money basically. They're either going to use the wind off your land for free or they're going to pay you for it. So anyway, with that, there's a chance that you get a wind turbine on your property or various other things, I'm sure. But a couple weeks ago they reached out to Nick and they just said where they're going to put a test tower out on this cornfield that he has. And so I saw the tracks coming back here and I just wanted to check out exactly, you know, what it looked like. So basically, obviously this is standing corn here, and they put this tower out and then you get compensated a couple different ways. One component of that is crop damage, because you can see, like, you have to drive out here to put this tower up, and in doing that it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, basically it looks like 7 rows of corn for, I would say, a quarter mile, maybe a ½ mile tops, probably not. And then the second component is, you know, they're paying you a fee or a rent basically to have this tower out here. So anyway, I'm here at the tower and this thing is huge. See it's laying just in the field, and I'll just step this off because I'm curious onto how tall this is. Right, wow. So this tower is just roughly like 200 feet tall, That's insane. It doesn't look that big, but yeah, they've got all sorts of stuff here. Must get a base here. And then on my way out, I stepped over, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 different sets of cables that are gonna be tied down to hold this tower out. And then at the base here, like each direction, there's another path where there must be some sort of anchor point out here. So that's interesting. I'm gonna go check out what that is too. I see a post sticking up, but I wonder if there's not some sort of, like, you know, anchoring in the ground pretty deep. Definitely can see there was some equipment driven back here of some sort to do something, but oh yeah, they got more. Okay, wow. So you can see they have all these anchor points with earth anchors of some sort. So yeah, I guess I'm not sure what they're testing here, if it's wind speeds or I've heard people say like bird activity. I'm not sure if there's like limitations on where they can put these due to like birds for like flights or migration patterns, but yeah, wow. The cables to this thing are gonna extend out into this field probably a good like 50 yards, so 100 yards wide, and then another half-mile long path. So yeah, I'm gonna have Nick talk to the guys that are actually doing this, and if it works out, I'm gonna try to come out here and I want to see them stand this tower up and just see how it works. Seems interesting. Like this base, I mean, that thing's got to be in the ground a long ways somehow in order to hold up a 200-foot post like that. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to come check this out and just kind of talk through this. I think in general what I've heard is that with these projects, you know, there's a lot of fear with, oh, now we're gonna have wind towers up all over the place, and you know, we don't want them all over and this and that. But I think they said out of like the available acres signed up, it's going to average somewhere in the nature of 1 turbine per 700 acres. So like less than 1 per square mile is how they average it. Of course, that doesn't mean one sitting in the middle of a mile and then it's a mile apart. I'm sure there's like 5 pretty close together, more, and then it could be miles before there's other ones. So just interesting project. We do have some wind turbines. You don't have to go very far north and you don't have to go very far west from here to get into some of this, but it seems like inevitably it's going to be here in some capacity. I don't think it's going to be crazy, but it does blow down here all summer long and all winter long, so it's not shocking. Well, it looks like Nick must have just got home or something while I was gone, but just got the paint board fired up. This is the one that this spring we had to get towed out of the shed because it came back and all it did is sit all winter, and the same thing that it was towed for last year was broke again. So it was under warranty, but he's got this fired up and he doesn't know it yet, but I'm gonna beg him to teach me how to drive it. So he's gonna have to give me a driving lesson today. Makes more sense to do it now than wait till fall when we need people hauling grain and I don't know what I'm doing. So hopefully he's prepared for that. What's the story with the old combine back there beside the shed?
Over there? Yeah. Beside the barn? I can't remember what the full story on it is. Can't remember if it was my dad and grandpa's forever and they just never sold it, or if they bought it on some sale and had some great idea for it. But a couple years ago, my mom got sick of having it as a lawn ornament because it sat over there where that tractor sits. Sat over there forever, and then finally got some ambition to do something with it. We pulled the motor out. It's sitting in the shed over there now. Motor's out of it, and one of these days I'm going to cut the tires off and then probably take it up and take it in for scrap. But yeah, I don't know the full story on it. I never really asked too many questions about that one. So, giving Kyle the rundown on this truck anyway. This truck is an automatic. We have 3 trucks, are all automatics, but this one doesn't have a clutch. So when you're ready to drive, you push your brakes in. We don't have a trailer on, so just got to do the parking brake this time. Push that in. Push down on the brake, put it in drive, then let off. I suppose it's kind of stuck. Got about a ½ inch of rain this morning and this truck has been sitting here for a while. Got to rock her back and forth.
Well, we're off to a good start. We've made it exactly 0 feet. These things literally have no traction without any weight on them.
None. Where is that differential lock on this one? So, the differential's locked in now, so hopefully all the tires will spin. You got to be careful with switching the diff. That would also be good to know. Brakes are locked up. Didn't see that one.
So far this first lesson, I don't know if I trust the instructor at this point. So 4 wheels were dragging and 4 were spinning.
Well, it was just this one that was
just these 2
locked up, yeah.
I think I've seen this on other channels. You're supposed to tap on them.
Yep. Might be doing the wrong thing, I don't know. See if that works.
Nope, it didn't work. Might have to do some more tapping.
Yep. So actually hit the drum. Okay. Okay. How hard do you hit it? Okay. Alright, thank you. Billy said go underneath and hit it. Sometimes you gotta hit it hard, sometimes you don't. You'll know it worked when you get a different sound. So.
talked you into moving this truck today.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Well, it either had to happen today or another time, so. I guess you just gotta hit it like you got it, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So Dylan works for a farmer here south of town, and they also own a trucking company, so he's quite familiar with the trucking. So we just weren't hitting it hard enough.
No, you'll actually hear it pop.
Well, I definitely heard it when it released, so that's good. Hardly worth a 5-minute drive out here. Well, a half hour later, truck has moved, got some air in the tire, and now I guess we're going to continue the rest of my lesson.
Either one or just shut it, not even have it on. Your cruise control is here, on, off, set, and resume.
How far before you have to stop do you start the engine brake?
Long ways. If you're loaded up, I normally do 3/4 to a full mile. I just don't like to even have to touch the brakes really much at all. You'll have to once you get below 6th gear, because then you'll just start to coast. Yeah, once you're below 6th gear, it'll start to coast, then you have to use your brakes, but I would rather coast up to an intersection than use my brakes. That's just me. I don't know if that's right or wrong. Up here you got your lights. We don't run into the dark very much. There'll be a couple times late in the corn harvest where you might be coming back from the elevator where you got to turn them on. But other than that, we normally don't really use them. That's about it for everything on that. This steering wheel will not go down. It's stuck in that position, so
it only works for you.
Yeah.
Everyone else is reaching.
Yep.
Convenient.
Exactly. Other than that, these automatics, they drive just like a pickup. Just like a pickup with a few more steps to get started. Well, we got Kyle driving semi now. It's his first time, and he's doing pretty good. Just like getting your first time doing anything, you just gotta get used to it and learn the tricks and everything. And
yeah, it just doesn't feel quite natural like driving a normal truck. I know it's an automatic and same concept, but it's like 4 times the size. You don't have like a real perception of how wide you are or anything like that, so
it just takes some getting used to.
Right. Brakes are extremely touchy.
On this one, you turn the engine brake on and have you experience that. It seems like you're just getting thrown into the steering wheel.
Right.
Stopped and put a little bit of grease down on the 5th wheel plate. Now Kyle's gonna take it over to my grandpa's farm place, and we're gonna hook it back up to that trailer that we took off of it. And then, yeah, hook it back up to that, and I think we're probably gonna call it a day. I don't know if Kyle has any other ideas that we need to get done or not, but I wanna enjoy my Saturday doing something else.
Well, I made it over here in one piece, but he doesn't want to sit here and wait for me all day to practice my backing, so he jumped in and he's going to back it under this trailer.
So we're out where they're putting that test tower up. They said it was 200 feet, and I did not think it was going to be an actual 200 feet. This thing's massive. It'll be interesting to see when it's up and how big of a pain it's going to be to farm around it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this, all like cables and pulleys and everything, and they're not bringing a crane out here, you said, so I'll be interested to see how they try and winch it up and get it in the air. Just without a crane, I don't see how it's possible with that much weight on the other end, but I'm sure they've been doing it for quite a few years, so I'm sure they have some different ways of doing stuff. But yeah, I think they're putting this up for the wind. Then they have to do put some sort of a microphone up so they can hear if there's a lot of bats in the area, because they're protected, and I guess they like to fly into windmills. But yeah, and then they got to scout the area more and make sure there's not an eagle nest within 3 miles, I believe it is. I could be wrong on that one, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if what they come up with later in the year. But I think we're gonna close the video out there. So if you like today's video, like, subscribe, leave us a comment if you got something you think we need to hear. But other than that, thank you and have a good one.